All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Floyd, thank you for the 5x5 before I even came on. We do have a special guest coming on tonight. We also have a special guest the week after next. But you guys will see who both of these people are. One in a couple minutes and the next one in a couple weeks. I'm going to try to start having guests back on. I don't know. I sort of lost its appeal after, some bullshit, but whatever. Big John, Cat Girl, Tool Girl, Lisa, Stormy, Keeble, Eric, thank you to 5x5, Elaine, Vizard, Grit and Grace, WTC, RM Life, thank you for 5x5, Psoriasis? I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. Water Tiger, Jamming, Kathleen, Highlander, Joe, thank you for the 5x5, Brian, Michael, Paul, Nancy, Susan, Beef and Chicken, Silver and Graham, Silly Lizard, Mark, Silly Lizard again, thank you for the 5x5. Floyd, Jan, Easy, John, Jeep Girl, thank you for 5x5. Elaine, Silly Lizard again, whatever. Cowboy, thank you for the 5x5. Mrs. Nicole, thank you for the 5x5. Delbert, and AZ Watch, thank you for the 5x5. So, let's get on with tonight. So, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about tonight because there's so many things coming on. So I often will write out something, and then if something else happens, we'll discuss that. But tonight we are discussing mostly the third person infection with the H5N1. We're also going to talk about how certain things can happen and how it will be bad. So of course, guys, we got nuclear war, EMP attack, which I think EMP attack, out of everything that could happen to us, could be that and cyber attack. A cyber attack and EMP both work in the same nature as far as shutting society down. Nuclear war, unless they pepper the shit out of this country, it can get really bad. And then you have natural disasters, shit that we've been experiencing for the last, however long it's been going on. That's weird. So, yeah, anyway. Let's get on with it. I might have to change the title of this show later. No, I won't. Okay. Yeah, the YouTube is acting up again. So let me know, guys, if it's acting up on your end, because it's undoubted. It's right now. It's giving me shit on the iPad. All right, it's not. It's good. So there are. Listen, I don't. I'm going to start out by saying this. I don't care. I don't care what happens next. We'll be okay, right? We'll be ready to rock and roll. But some things are worth discussing just because it seems like with North Korea, you know them, they're starting their shit. They're acting like baby back bitches. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so our guest is ready. Let me add him on the right-hand side. There we go. All right.
What's up, bro?
Honesta. Thank you, Honesta, for that. And Jeanette, thank you for the 5x5. So, I wonder how far behind I'm lagging, because here's my guest, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. There we go.
What's up, everybody?
All right, so it seems to be behind quite a bit on the on YouTube. Anyway, Mike, man, listen, thank you for joining me. Pretty last minute. I appreciate it.
Happy to be here, bro.
Hold on, I got to get your mic up. Can you talk? I can't hear you.
Yeah, any good? Nothing?
You know what? Hold on. Talk now.
Any better?
Any better?
Yes, that's good. That's way better.
Fantastic.
All right. Yeah, the Rode mic sucks when I have an interview. Cuts everything out. So
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
The
The
noise
noise
canceling.
canceling.
yeah, I think so. I can't hear you.
Yeah, any good? Nothing.
You know what? Hold on. Oh, you know what? They could hear you on YouTube, but I can't hear you on here. Yeah. Whatever. Fuck them.
What a
What
pain
a
in
pain in
the
the
ass.
ass.
I know these fucking mics, man. Anyway, so tonight, you know what we're talking about. We're primarily going to talk about the pandemic that's coming up, but we're talking
Yeah.
about how if these things happen, how bad they could be. So we're going to start with, of course, the not the inevitable, but the most talked about conversation, and everybody's complaining of an echo now. Great. Let me know how that sounds now, guys. If these things happen, how
Hope
bad?
that's better.
I hope so. With, of course, not the inevitable. They said you were echoing. Talk about conversation, and everybody's
Hmm.
complaining. Hold on, give me a second.
I can go grab my. Let me go grab my earbuds. I'll be right back.
All right. Let me know how that sounds now, guys. How
Hope
bad?
that's better.
I hope so. It sounds better on my side. Mike, good now. Mike, you're good. You can come back. Fuck, he left. All right. So good now. All right.
What? What I
Yeah.
do? Is it
No, you're
better?
good. Yeah, yeah, it's good now. I have an
Oh,
echo cancel.
okay. All right, cool. I couldn't find those freaking earbuds anyway, man. I don't know
All
where the
right.
hell I left those things. The case is like this freaking big,
Oh,
So
those. Yeah.
yeah,
Everybody.
you put them down, they're gone.
You know, it's funny. The MTA, the MTA, the train stations, they said that they're like littered with those things. The like one, one will fall out.
Yeah, just one earbud. What
Yeah,
What are you gonna do with one earbud?
right. So they said that they have like they always have mismatched pairs. I mean, I guess after a while you're gonna have a pair, but I guess they link up
Yeah,
together. No, yeah. So it
yeah.
might not work. It might not work that way. Anyway, so now I have to ask you. We're obviously going to sidetrack. We're going to talk about real quick the election. What happened to Trump yesterday? In your
Hmm.
opinion, what do you think about this?
Um, I think they are trumped up charges, pun intended. Sure, what the hell? But I really do. I think they're trumped up charges, man. I think they literally turn misdemeanors into felonies just to screw this guy to the cross, and it shows how the justice system is twisted. And they will literally do this to anybody. If they do this to a former president, they will do it to anybody, hands down.
Well, here's the and I have to say this. They've been doing this for decades to poor people, right?
Yep.
Especially like back in the heydays in the black community, they were putting blacks away for bullshit, right? And
Oh yeah.
if you were poor white, guess what? They were putting you away for bullshit, right?
Yep.
So poor people were being put away for a lot of bullshit, and now they were treating Trump. I hate to say it, like a poor person by fucking pulling that move that they pulled. Now, I wasn't a lot of people like unreal bullshit charges. I wasn't paying attention too much to this because one side of me thought he was going to get away, not get away with it, but he was going to get found innocent
Yep.
on some of the charges. I didn't think they were going to hit him all 34,
Yeah.
but when they did, I wasn't surprised. I was like, all right, man, whatever.
Yep. Pretty much the
Um,
same. Pretty much the same.
right. So now, guys, um, one for yes, two for no. If you're still voting for Trump after these made up charges. And the fact that I put
Hmm.
it that way is probably going to have a lot of people's.
Let's see. I got the chat right over here. Hang on. I'll even chime in too. Here we go.
some asshole's going to put two for no,
Yeah.
but whatever. Uh, so yeah, man. Listen,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
it, you know again, this is going to be like another asshole comment. But I guess people are used to them. But I am more excited about the shit falling apart, like because the trains left the station. The
Oh,
brakes
no doubt.
failed, right? The brakes
Yep.
failed. We're headed towards some shit. So I
They're picking up speed, bro. Picking up speed.
right. So I'm at this point. I'm like, well, we can't stop the train. So let's just see what this mess is going to look like in the next couple of months. You know,
Yeah, yeah. That's it's
because
kind of where we're at, though.
the
It sucks, but
transformation.
that's just the way things are now. Everything is polarized. Everything's made to look huge. Got to have big, loud headlines. I didn't even look at the papers today, but I'm sure one of them had to say they got him. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for this headline. They want to screw him to the wall.
Wait, so somebody actually did say that they got him?
No, I didn't get to see the
Oh,
papers today. I
okay.
was too busy. I was way too busy.
Yeah,
But it's just the way things are going, man. It's terrible. Every day it's another freaking unprecedented something,
yeah, yeah, and the fact that people yesterday with their signs were like, yes, he's in trouble. Like I'm like, yo, but again, things could take a turn for the worse. But the legal advisors or the legal experts were saying that being that this is his first time ever being caught for something like this, the likeliness of him going to jail is super low. And
Mm,
so I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But what made more sense was not charging him with bullshit, and they still did, right?
yeah,
Letitia James being talking, which I mean, I guess they can because she's an AG and he's a judge, but I'm pretty sure she was talking to the judge about this whole case, and this judge was prepared, come hell or high water, he was gonna convict him on something,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, there was talk that even if it was a split decision, 4-4-4, if not, it didn't have to be unanimous for them to find him guilty on just about everything.
Right.
So the jury was kind of skewed in a way, I guess.
Well,
And I'm not really coming out for the guy. If he did wrong, screw him. He did wrong. He should pay the fines, the fees, the penalties, whatever it be.
right.
But whatever. It just seems everything's turned into a circus anymore. They really have turned politics into a circus, and that's all it is, man. It's all for TV anymore.
And that's the thing. I was thinking about it, like if he did do it, would I really care? No.
No,
I mean, there are politicians out there who are killing people. Hillary Clinton. There are people out there who are raping and beating women. You know, the Kennedys. I mean, like there's so many people, and there were far worse done. And the hush money thing, granted, I can absolutely see him doing that. Like it
yeah,
wasn't far beyond him to do that. That's the
no,
problem with the whole thing. And
absolutely.
people seem to think that he didn't do it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he did. But the simple fact that they found him guilty on all 35, even after a story or two were recanted and changed, that should have threw the whole thing out, at least a couple of charges out. But
Yeah.
still, they hung on to them, and that showed you the corruption of the system. Um, I don't know, man. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, but I am
What?
dying to see how this is going to turn out come
Oh,
November.
for sure. Oh, for sure. This is just a whole nother twist on the crazy shit that could go down. Um, but I mean, your star witness is the most lying scumbag lawyer in the world, Michael Cohen. That's your star witness to
Yeah.
testify again. The man who perjures himself over and over and over again, and he was believable apparently. So
Well,
go
I mean,
figure.
look
Go
at the
figure.
jury. The jury is all left leaning. He listen. I I
So
have to
would
say,
you consider that a jury of his peers? Because it doesn't seem to be.
no,
You know.
no, and that's the thing. When me and my naiveness or stupidity rather, I was thinking there's no way they're gonna find him guilty on all 34. Like no way. And then
Yeah.
after the
Same.
recanting, I was like, no, that can't be. But then after they found him guilty, I'm like, but he is in New York City, so he wasn't winning regardless.
Yeah.
Listen, he could have. Somebody could have came out and been like, you know what, we lied about the whole thing,
And they
and
still would have found him guilty.
right, exactly. So
Yep.
it didn't matter. This guy, Trump, right now could run into a burning building, save 8 babies and a fucking transgender baby, and he would still be fucking,
Oh yeah. Oh
he'd
yeah.
still be the enemy, right?
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it's a shit show, but I'm dying to see how bad this shit show turns out. in the next couple of months. Now,
for sure.
what is your opinion on what is your opinion on a nuclear war? Rather, when you think it might happen?
Well, yeah, it's really not an if anymore, is it? It's more of a when now.
When? Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. I really hope I hope that it's small scale, tactical. You know, trying to hit underground bases. You know, they're using them for things like that. I hope it's not the mutually assured destruction, because that's, you know, if you're talking U.S. versus Russia, that's what it is. It's all out or nothing. I don't think there would be limited nuclear strikes, because you have to send them. You know, as soon as they know that there's a launch, it's mutually assured destruction.
And that
Um,
was the thing. The one of the articles I read, the lady was talking about no matter how small it is, she go, even if they use tactical nukes, it could spiral out of control into a global, annihilation. But
yeah,
being that we have Mister Stupid at the helm, I don't see. I could see him be like, "Oh, they're sending us nuke. Let's send them ice cream or some crazy shit like that." Listen, the guy doesn't know. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And
yeah,
somebody made a point in my comment section. I forgot who it was, but they were like, they don't think they don't think he would respond in kind.
yeah, yeah. That's
But
crazy.
the
You can't
problem,
absorb something like that and then hope to get it something else off.
yeah. But the ideology, a lot, not the ideology, but the thing that would happen is if we get attacked by nukes and he doesn't respond, the what is it? The Joint Chiefs of Staff and a couple of the politicians could. There's something they can sign to like a declaration to make them. What is that declaration called? Where they're like unfit to serve, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At that
Basically
moment,
nullify them and take command.
right? And I could definitely see that happening with these guys. So
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And every day it seems we inch a little closer to this. Um, it's more rhetoric somewhere. It's more people throwing stones or lobbing missiles at each other. Um, you know, I mean, it's crazy. It really is. Really is.
speaking of throwing stones, you saw that guy that was throwing rocks on some highway in California,
No,
and I guess he hit a car, and the car spun out of control.
holy shit.
Yeah, he caused a car accident, and he was like on a low level, and I don't know what camera was watching him. Maybe it was a highway camera or something, but
Right.
apparently it was focused on him, and you see him lobbing rocks, and then the next scene down the road, like way down the road, it looked like a car was spinning out of control, unless that was another camera back from
Hmm,
his position catching him, and I'm like, the this guy was sitting there throwing lobbing rocks, and I'm like, what the fuck? And this was a grown man, it wasn't a kids. Like kids used to do that shit,
that's
right?
crazy.
They used to throw
Yeah.
rocks, right? And this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
was lobbing it from the side of the road, but like he was at a he might have been like 2 stories or a story below, like on an angle, and he was just
Wow.
lobbing them, and he caught one car, and the car fucking spun out. I guess the driver panicked. Those fucking
Yeah.
California drivers, right? They don't know how to
Yeah.
drive. They flip out and panic, and he spun the car out. Nonetheless, it was a situation. So now, as far as like I said, nuclear war, it's a matter of when. What do you think about an EMP attack?
I don't. Everybody. There's no telling. You know, all of a sudden the lights are going to go out, and we're not going to know what it's from, and we're never going to find out what it's really from. You know what I mean? So it's plausible, um, but I don't know. I don't know if they could get it off, man. I think we would try to intercept something like that before it ever happened.
Right.
And unfortunately, the way the government's been rolling, man, all we're going to get is an after action report. It's like, hey, bombs landed here, or this happened. If you get anything, if they're successful, then we'll never know.
So somebody said it was a motorcycle he made crash. Um,
Mm,
all right, not a
that's
car.
crazy.
Sorry. Right. So it was a motor. I guess he hit the motorcyclist and the guy fought. Because again, you rode a bike before, right?
Oh,
Traveling
man.
traveling at
Screw
that
that.
speeds, right? Something just
Yeah, get hit
a
with a
rock in
rock.
midair and right in your chest. Feels like a
Oh, my
bullet hit
God.
you. Yeah. So
People are losing it, man. I don't know what it is. People are just brains scrambled or something.
Listen, I would love to blame the arm ticket, but it's got to be more than that. It has
Yeah,
to be. Yeah,
it's
because
like a whole loss of civility. There's no humanity left in people.
no, and though that one study or two studies not around that they found that the arm ticket has been messing with people's psychosis. Um,
Mm,
I mean, you could blame that, but then there's some people like when psych patients are like, I didn't take that thing, so I'm like, all right, then what the fuck is it? I mean, there's a lot of people acting up. I mean, a lot. Like,
yeah,
it's not making sense the amount of people we're seeing. There are more people in the last 2 years that killed their kids and or their entire family than there has been in the last 5 or 10 years, and that is telling to. It could have been the arm ticket that's making these people go crazy.
right.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
I, maybe it's the sun, bro. The sun's been acting up too, so it
That is
could be
true.
that.
That is true. Somebody said you humans are very. Yes, humans are very stupid. That's the other problem to that. Cumulative toxicity. That
Do you
was.
think it's the phones, man? Is it the phones? The phones are doing it to everybody. We have
Yeah,
too much phone
yeah. You're
screen
right.
time, screen
Screen
time
time,
making
phones,
everybody
too much
psycho.
internet in your house, right?
Yeah,
All of these.
all the Wi-Fi. It's the
Right.
5G, bro. No.
Well, here, in this apartment anyway, I can't get Wi-Fi opposite my wall right here. This my
Oh,
internet's
no
actually
kidding.
stopped, right? Which is good. It's a good thing. I can't pick up internet from like a lot of places unless I'm standing by a window, and then I can pick
Right.
up signals. But if I go into the bedroom, which only has a balcony facing south, I can't get any internet, which is good.
Hmm.
That means signal is cut off in the room. I even have a problem making a phone call from the room.
No kidding.
Yeah, which is to me, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But you're right about that. There's definitely, I think there's a lot. There's a lot going on, man. What is somebody said there's a 6Gs, or I think Japan just activated 6Gs or something like that.
Well, I know my new Wi-Fi is the new Wi-Fi 6, so that's got to be some super strong RF waves.
Yeah, no, cat girl, not this brick wall. The wall over here. Um,
The brick wall behind the brick wall.
yeah, the brick wall, right? But you got what is it called? What do you have?
Wi-Fi 6. It's the fastest Wi-Fi you get. When you get the fiber optic stuff, you gotta get a Wi-Fi that'll handle it. So
Oh no, shit. I
yeah,
should I should look into that because they said I had the top speed internet, but whatever. My live streams have been off for the last I don't know how long.
yeah,
Uh,
man. Kung Fu Flick. I don't get it. I don't
yeah,
get it. I don't know what it
it
is.
all of a sudden just started like within the last week. So
Yeah,
I gotta I'm
really
gonna call
weird.
them up and be like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, someone
Yeah,
said
raise
Japan
hell.
is 6Gs. All right, so now what do you think about a cyber attack? Which okay, Scott, what do you think is more deadly, cyber attack or an EMP attack?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go EMP attack because EMP attack you're gonna take down anything electronic. So
Okay,
so more deadly, I'm going to say EMP attack, but don't count a cyber attack out, man. You shut down like banking systems. Um, People's cards don't work. They can't tap to pay,
all
and
right.
they stand there at the register to smashing their phone on the thing, and it doesn't work. Um, that's going to be a problem too. So don't count them out. But I definitely think EMP would be way more deadly, especially something along the East Coast here. We're packed in like sardines.
Yeah, no, and out in the Midwest, like when I was out in Oklahoma and driving towards Missouri, I remember being on the road and going, "My God, man!" Like the next neighbor was legitimately 5 miles. It was a farm, to be
Yeah,
fair, but like from the one house I saw to the next, might not 5 miles, might have been like maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles. And I'm
yeah.
like, see, that's living. I like that. This sardine shit, I can't stand it, man. I don't like living on top of people. I really
No,
cannot wait to get the fuck out of the city. A lot of people are saying EMP definitely. EMP, yeah, I guess
yeah.
both cyber
Yeah.
attack. And that's Floyd. I look at both EMP and cyber attack the same. Just because like the all out cyber attack, I think that would come would be the one that shuts everything down simultaneously, like an EMP. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but there is we can still make do with a cyber attack versus an EMP.
Yeah, I think if they hit us with the modern EMP weapons, I think we're in real deep shit.
Okay.
During like the Carrington event, we had telegraph offices that burst into flames from that.
Right.
Now you're talking similar voltage through power lines. If that stuff gets back into people's homes, my biggest concern is everybody's panel box going to like burst into flames at the same freaking time? All that plastic in there getting supercharged and melting. Would that potentially cause massive house fires, you know?
That's actually a good point. I didn't think
Mm,
about it that way. Because I mean, imagine if we have another solar flare that's that bad, like the Carrington event,
yeah.
right? They are talking about another solar storm next week, so we shall
Yeah,
see what
we're
they
actually
say.
we're supposed to. I might when this is over. I'm probably going to go throw the GoPro outside to see if we see anything tonight for the auroras.
So it's tonight.
Yeah, they're saying it's going to
Okay.
probably start hitting tonight and then tomorrow. That's just the first one because that sunspot is just starting to turn back towards us now. That huge one that gave us the auroras a couple weeks ago
Right,
is back.
and you can see it with the GoPro.
Yeah, if you get you can't really see the auroras too awful well with the naked eye, but when
Right,
you get a camera lens on it, they shine like it's nobody's business.
motherfucker. I had my camera too, and I was like, nah, I don't see anything. And then,
No, you can't really see it that good with your naked eye.
oh,
So I was
son.
like, you know what? I'm just going to throw the phone up and I'm going to take a picture, just because to see if I see anything. I take a picture. I'm like, holy shit, it's there. You know, it was pretty
and
cool.
and and that's funny because uh, Prepper Revelator, when we had the big Aurora Light show, he was like, I'm not seeing anything. Why am I not seeing anything? And then he was showing me his neighbors, and I'm like, it has to be the camera. But I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And
Yeah.
then I read an article, and somebody was like, yeah, if you hold your iPhone up to a certain, I think you have to change the settings. You can spot it. I was like, these
Yeah.
fucking people tell me now I'm. But then we had the Manhattan Henge the other day, when the storm came through, the
Yep.
bad storms that came through the Manhattan Henge, and we missed that because of the storm. The same thing with the Aurora Lights. On the last day where it was really supposed to get strong, we had fucking clouds over here. It's like motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. I did get a night lapse all night long of the last one. It was pretty cool. Even when the clouds came in, man, you could still see it. There was reds and blues and greens and yellows. It would turn bright white at one point in time. It looked like daylight.
Really?
Um, yeah, it was strong. It was
All through the
strong. It was
camera?
really cool. Yeah, all through the GoPro. I just set it to night lapse and left it out all night long.
How long did battery last? The whole
I
night?
got the Volta thing, so it lasted all night long. It was to the next morning.
The Volta. What's that?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a little tripod thing. It's like an extra battery that jump starts
Oh,
the
okay.
GoPro.
I gotta
Yeah,
get that done. Damn. All right.
yeah. That
Shit.
thing's awesome, man. Thing's
Another
awesome.
another thing for me to buy that I can't afford. But yeah,
I
fuck it.
got
Why
one,
not?
bro. I got an extra one. Oh no! I did it. I broke the whole thing. I got an extra one right here. I'll hook you up.
Oh, okay. All right. I've seen those. It lasts that much longer.
Yeah, bro. They can actually take over for you can run the GoPro without a battery in it with this thing, so you don't have to worry about the overheating too awful much.
Oh
What I
shit.
got to get is one of them good tripods like you got because this thing is a piece of shit.
Yeah. No. I used to buy cheap like
Look at it. It's like
tripods too.
it's starting to lean and tilt. Oh my god. Amateur hour. Where's the Livingston man when I need him?
What's he up to?
He was messaging me before. I ordered some new backpacks. Um, so I was showing him the backpacks that I ordered, and he's like, "Bro, that's the Gucci gear. That's the Gucci gear. I need one of those."
That's a nice
So
bag,
he's
man.
like,
I have to admit, those are nice bags.
"Yeah, they came out really good. They came
Yeah,
out really good."
very good. So now, what do you think, or where do you think this bird flu thing is going to go, and what direction?
Do you? It might be bigger than the Wu flu for sure.
Okay.
It might be bigger than that. I'm hearing some rumors from some folks about FEMA getting involved with this down the
Early, yeah,
line.
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I expect some executive orders. I expect some stuff to come out, and if it comes out, um, that's when we know it's go time and the shit's real. You know.
And that's what I'm. I'm afraid of, because as I like when I did the video today and I was talking about it, I'm like, a lot of things they listen, and I said in the video, they have a lot more in store for us this time around than they did last. The
Yeah.
only issue I'm having when I heard people say the same thing, that FEMA's going to step in, martial law, National Guards, I'm like, how far is it going to go though? How many people are actually going to line up with it and go through with those orders? How many police officers are going to go through with the order? Sheriff's departments. I mean, like, there's a lot at play, and this country is too big for that. And then you got people saying that what are those, the blue helmet dudes, um,
Oh, the UN.
UN,
Yeah.
they're saying that they're going to implement them here, and I'm like, but that wouldn't work either, because the amount of people that would get into the fight would be insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
what most people don't realize is that the United Nations doesn't really have a standing army. It's mostly like the United States military and a
right,
couple of Polish guys, you know.
right,
So
exactly.
if when you're talking UN, you're basically talking United States military. So
Yeah, and what is that? Is the UN military like the rejects of guys who couldn't get into the military? So fuck, I'm gonna join the UN, because that's like not making the Boy Scouts and joining the Girl Scouts kind of shit. Um,
it's just scouting of America now,
America now,
bro. Come
yo,
on,
that's
we got to
and
be
and,
inclusive.
and I didn't read a lot, but I read like one article, and people were pulling their kids out of the Boy Scouts after that.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, it got that real. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, call it what you want. Because a lot of people made a great point that, well, you didn't do that with the Girl Scouts. You didn't tell the Girl Scouts, that they had to change their name. This, and I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough. So, yeah, man. Listen, I think that this whole bird flu shit is undoubtedly going to get well out of control, especially with the new patient. All right, the new patient that is suffering respiratory illness. He's coughing. I found it interesting a week ago. Right? Was it a week ago when the second guy, or 2 weeks ago when the second guy came down with
right. He just had
H5N1?
the conjunctivitis, right?
Right. And then a scientist said, well, it's not much to worry about because he's not coughing, he's not suffering a respiratory illness. And then a week later, week and a half later, you got another dude that just came out of nowhere with
Now,
respiratory.
Are they from the same place?
They're both from Michigan. I don't know if they're
Okay,
from the same if they're from the same farm. And if they're
gotcha.
not from the same farm, then that's a problem, right?
Yeah,
If they are from the same farm, then it's not too bad of a problem. You lock the farm down. And again, I'm using logic, and they're throwing logic out of the window. If this is
yeah,
going to be what I think this is going to be, logic is out of the window, and anything they do next is not going to make sense. Therefore, it does us no good to sit there and try to figure it out, right?
agreed, agreed. Yeah, there's no sense. Yeah, there's really no sense worrying over the who, what's, and whys. It's just the how do you react to the situation at this point. You know what I mean?
I was talking about it last night at the firehouse. One of the guys was like, he goes, "Yo," he said, "I put enough money away." He goes, I'm good for a couple of years." I'm like, "Really?" He goes, I was like, I asked him a couple questions, and he was like, "Yeah." I go, "So then you're not taking it if they he goes, I am walking like you wouldn't believe." He goes, "Fuck these people." And then I said the
Good.
same, I said the same thing to a captain who has, I think we have the same time on, like 20 years or so. He goes, "I can't, I can't afford to leave." I go, "So you mean to tell me you would take another, arm ticket?" Yeah, I said vaccine. I said, "You would take it?" He goes, "Well, what am I to do?" He goes, "If I don't work, I can't pay my bills." And I'm like, "And if you're dead, you can't pay your bills."
Yeah,
And I said, "Even worse, you get crippled, you're all fucked up, you look like Sloth from the Goonies, and your wife leaves you. Right now, you can't work." I'm like, and he's looking at me like, "Is this guy a fucking asshole or what?" So and I'm like, I'm breaking his balls at that point, because I'm like, I don't understand how somebody's thinking was like, we just went through the bullshit, and you sat there and looked at me and said, "I'm gonna have to take the next one." I was like, what?
crazy.
I don't listen. Just because you have rank, lieutenant, chief, captain, you know, doesn't mean you're that smart. I mean, like,
No, no, it just means you worked your way up the ladder, right?
right? No, I mean, listen. Those tests are one of the hardest tests in the city. and I didn't even know
Mm,
that until like a few years back when they were saying it's like right underneath the New York bar, right? The
right.
lieutenant's exam is anyway. I don't know about the captains, but these guys when they say stupid shit like that, I'm like, we're watching people get sick with Mister 19's arm ticket, right, left and right. Now that they're introducing something else that is not fully vetted yet. It's not been tested. And now they're turning around and talking about, well, we have two on the way from Moderna and Pfizer. I'm like, wait, what? And
Wow.
people are turning around and go, well, I have to pay my bill, so I have to take it. I'm like, and then I said, what do you think? I should have said, what do you think is more important to your kids, you being dead or you working and leaving the job because they made you take it. Now you're there to watch your kids grow up, get married, the whole 9 yards, whatever it is. I said, what do you think is
Yeah,
more
bro.
important? That's what I should have said.
I'd head for a new career in a heartbeat, man. In a heartbeat, you know.
Yo, I'm already making my exit strategy. You know, like I saw the article. I was like, fuck. Guess I'm gonna have to fucking start making the moves again. You know, just
You
in
know,
case they.
I question now um, whether this is the real one. You know what I mean? Is this thing really going to be a 25 percenter? You know what I mean? 25%. That's those are staggering numbers. Staggering numbers.
Those are
You
scary
know,
numbers.
you're talking. What do we got? 19 million people in New York State. They say.
Right.
That bro. That's a lot of that's a lot of cremations. That's a lot of cremations because that's the only way you could deal with something that scale is mass cremation.
Yeah, oh, what you talking about? Body pilot.
Yeah, yeah. If it was legit, if it was legit, and it was a 25 percenter, those numbers are staggering. Just in New York State, just in New York State.
Mario 123 said even at 5%, it would be. He said it would be staggering as well. It would be
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
You know what? And I think that's the problem. Everybody's right.
yeah.
It doesn't.
The Wu flu was like a tenth of a percent. As far as globally was concerned, it was barely a blip in the radar.
Right.
But something like that, that's like 12 monkeys shit, bro.
Well, and saying that, yeah, 12. That was
Yeah, 12
bad. Like
monkeys.
12 monkey shit. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know where we're going. And there was a couple people that were telling me, like for example, I get this new thing that nukes are not real. I keep
Really?
seeing that.
Hmm.
Yeah, people. That's like they're the same people that think the Earth is flat. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah. Birds aren't real. They charge on the fucking power lines, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. People keep saying dumb shit. I'm like, birds are not. I'm like, nukes are not real. I'm like, and one person made a point. I'm like, I saw the logic, but I'm like, yeah, nah. Tell those people in Japan that bullshit. Though it wasn't a nuke, right? It was the atom bomb,
Yeah.
right? And we've watched other nuke tests though, and I'm like, why do people think they're not real? Like, why do people think the Earth is flat? Why?
So
And go
I,
ahead.
I, I can see some of it, right? Because I do think early on that we did fake some nuclear tests to try and get a leg up on Russia. The propaganda machine is real,
Right.
and those guys work hard. So they fake some tests and make it look like we have things a little bit ahead of what we do, but knowing that this stuff is coming out in the next couple months. But you got the arms race, and you got to beat the next guy. So I think there's a little bit of propaganda in there, and it sows the seeds of doubt in some people. So they think that the whole thing is fake, rather than that was just a little bit of propaganda to get ahead of the competitor.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and that makes well, yeah, the Star Wars program, right? That was like a sort of a case in point. They did that
Hmm.
just to bankrupt Russia, and it worked. It was a
Yep.
nice move. I listen. I don't understand like those people with the Earth flat, nukes are not real. One guy was like, "You got to be smarter than that. Nukes are not
Yeah.
real." And I'm like, I said, "You fucking blowjob." I'm like, I said, seriously, then prove to me. And I asked one guy, I said, then prove to me that they're fake. You know. And I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything. I haven't heard anything from anyone. A lot of people in here saying nukes are real. I said, I know that, But you got to talk to these people that keep saying nukes are
Yeah.
not real. I'm like, I don't understand that shit. You know, like the NASA landing. There's a lot of evidence pointing that we never landed on the moon. And when
Yep.
Obama announced that we were going back to the moon, there was a conversation that was had right after he said that, and that project died immediately.
Yeah.
Right, and so when that happened, I was like, shit, maybe we never did go to the moon. You know, maybe it never
Yep.
happened.
They squashed that quick.
They
Squashed that quick.
they squashed it really fast, and I was like, holy shit! So maybe we didn't then. You know, uh, Fukushima was fake news. Uh, listless, yeah.
That
Again,
thing's still leaking, bro. It's still leaking. It's still
yeah,
leaking today.
right, because they're taking our attention away from it, right? Meanwhile, we're
Yep.
worried about Puff Daddy and who he's banging. And I'm like, yo, I said, the Puff Daddy shit's been around since the 90s and no one cared. You know, there's one thing about
Yeah.
Puff Daddy that's scary? Look at all the shit that's being released on him. The beating of that
Yeah.
chick, what's her name, Casey or Cassie, whatever her name is,
Yep.
the sexual assault charges, and he is not in jail.
I know. I know.
Harvey Weinstein did some shit fucking 1,000 years ago, and he's in jail. Bill Cosby, touched the vagina fucking 40 years ago. He's in jail. Fucking
Yep.
Puffy is whipping women's ass on camera, and he's still not in jail. Not
Yep.
even any charges.
When they changed the laws in New York and like killed the statute of limitations on shit, man, it was like lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, like the
Right.
very next day.
But still, he's not in jail. How's that?
I
How's
know.
that even possible? You know.
It's crazy. It's
And
crazy.
meanwhile,
Bro, wood chippers, just if they're touching kids, just to the wood chipper,
yeah, I mean, yeah, but that dude was
no
banging everything,
qualms.
and he never got in
I know.
trouble for it. Apparently, so
The wood
apparently,
chipper doesn't discriminate, though. The wood chipper doesn't care. You
no, it
touch kid,
doesn't. Yeah,
and
just
you
that,
go.
just a note on the wood chipper. It's a fucking pain in the ass to clean up once you do that. Just it's like I seen one of those on one of those like gore sites, and I was
Yep.
like, I was looking inside the thing like I'm not, yo, fuck that, throw the thing away. You can't
Yeah.
clean it up after
Yeah.
you put a body in there, man. It's just
No.
fucking.
No way.
I think the guy fell in, and
Oh my god.
yeah, and it was and he didn't even come out like on the other side like you would think, like in the movies, like, and it shoots out. He didn't come
Yeah.
out like that, and the way he came out, he grinded up back like his. It was a mess, and I'm like, yo,
Those-
fuck that. You use that thing once or twice, it gets jammed and gunked up, and it's fucking no good. So we got to use the old cement blocks and feet, you know.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. Feed the pigs. Whatever. Whatever.
Right. Or my personal favorite, 12 feet deep hole and then buried them alive. That
Yeah.
works.
Whatever. No
Yeah.
problem. No problem. Excavator digs deep.
Yes, it
Excavator digs
does.
deep.
Yes,
Yes,
it
sir.
does. And then and
Yes,
all
sir.
that weight on them, fucking, or you send them in a what is that called? An open gate. Send them to go see the Titanic. You're going on a trip to go see the Titanic, you know.
Yeah, in a shoebox.
When it was, yeah. And
Yep.
then the guy wasn't. Why are there so many roses in here? And fucking douche. There's a lot of ways you could. And then someone said pigs. That's another
Yeah. Yeah. Hungry.
uh,
Hungry pigs, man. Hungry pigs. They'll eat anything. Anything.
That's crazy because there was one in Oklahoma roaming around, and I was gonna go over to pet it. One of the guys was like, "Don't you fucking do it!" I was like,
Yeah.
"I said, why not?"
Yeah.
He goes, "They bite." I said, "I got my knife on me; it'll be all right." He's like, "Don't
Wild
fucking
pigs.
touch it." And I said, "You're strapped, right?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "All right, let's." And then the fucking pig walked
Bacon
away.
on the run, bro.
Yeah, and then the thing is like they were like, "Don't touch the pig," period, because purist reasons. And I was like,
Yep.
"Oh, okay." I said, "All right, that makes more sense." I said, "A pig's not gonna fucking attack me," you know. But then when they made the purist argument, I was like, "All right, that makes more sense." But so
Hilarious.
guys, for those that don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but this is Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. You can head over to his YouTube channel, like and subscribe to that.
Much
He'll
appreciated.
he'll definitely be here more on stroking out. He'll definitely be on here more, just because he's a sensible guest to have, and then a couple other guys. Like I
I
like
try.
I like that pinball back on here as well. Bear when he's not fucking busy building his empire. I like that a
Yeah.
couple guys back on here. Just because I found out who I like talking to and who I don't like talking to. And
Yep.
and the don't list is pretty fucking long. That's the shame. Yeah,
There's been a couple wild interviews, bro, over the years. A couple wild ones, man. I gotta
yeah,
say,
man.
I appreciate you putting yourself out there like that. It's a noble thing, but I mean, some of them were just downright hilarious. Some were fantastic.
Yeah.
Met some great content creators. But thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Listen, I'm definitely having the American Prepper back on though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got to talk to him. He was he's out there, but he's good. Uh,
yeah. He's a good dude. He's a
yeah,
good
all
dude.
American Prepper.
Absolutely.
Right. He's not a bad guy. He is, like I
No.
said, he is off the chain, but I would
Oh,
definitely
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. That's RNN right there.
yeah. And somebody else said that pinball last night. Was it last
Yeah,
night? The video he
yeah. He
did?
was he was pretty pissed off, man. I've never seen his face so red. Southern
Really?
Tier Prepper actually sent me a message and said he may have a stroke tonight. He
Oh,
is going
shit.
off. At one point, I heard him say, "Fuck YouTube." I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he never. I'm gonna text him tomorrow and make sure he's still alive, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Broke
Tell him to
out.
tell him to check his blood pressure and just
Oh,
just breathe a little bit. He was letting loose last night. It's good to see people like him get a little emotional though.
right. Yeah, because for
So
the most part, he
that was
doesn't.
cool.
Yeah, for the most, everybody's saying Ozark Negro, vision preparedness, all saying, yo, he went off last night. No shit.
Yeah,
Backwoods on. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having Backwoods back on. He's another sensible guy. I haven't seen him in a while though. I
yeah.
haven't,
He's busy. He's
he,
busy.
he is. Okay.
Yep.
I haven't
He's a
seen.
good dude. I like Backwoods.
Yeah, haven't seen him in a while. If anybody could reach out to him, because I don't think I have his fucking contact
Yep.
information.
Prepper Now. That's somebody that I want to get on my
Yes.
channel again for sure.
Yeah,
Is
Prepper Now is another
Prepper
one
Now. Love chatting with Prepper Now.
in the right left illusion. I don't know what that means. Pinball went nuts. Holy shit. People like,
Yeah.
yo, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, bro, just go start right at the beginning. He had his MAGA hat on and his America T-shirt, and he was fucking pissed,
Was
bro.
this a
He was
live stream or a
pissed.
video?
It was a live stream. He was pissed.
Yeah, and again, like when they said found guilty, my reaction, man, was just like, oh, okay. I wasn't
Yeah,
mad. I was just gonna. Wasn't. It's just New York. Like
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah. And I listen when we get pissed, when we get to it is when and if they assassinate him. If they do that, fucking asshole. When they do that, then we have to
then it's
start.
on.
Yeah.
Then it's on.
But the
Um,
problem
I
is we have to do something.
I wouldn't be surprised to see some rallies in support of him coming up soon. But bro, I was talking about it yesterday in a live stream. I was like, the Republicans, they got to go to work tomorrow. So the likelihood of spontaneous protest in the street is like slim to none. That's
Right.
shit's not happening. Um, but over the weekend, you may see some folks go out with some signs and wave some flags and shit. But I think that's about it, man.
As much as I don't like doing it, I'm gonna have to get some Trump shirts now. Because one guy I've been bantering with, he's like, I told you he was gonna be found guilty. I said, and we were talking about something else, and he like a liberal, he turned it around and he was like, I told you. I said, listen, I didn't think he was
Yeah,
gonna
they
get.
tried gaslighting you.
Oh yeah, big time. This guy's he's just he again he's one of those people that are blinded by Trump hate, and they
Hmm.
can't see anything else. So I said, dude, but he's going to be in the White House. It doesn't matter what happens. I said you could take that shit to the bank. He's going to be in the
Yeah,
White House now. Again, if something happens, that's a different story altogether. And if that does happen, I wonder where we're going to stand because we're going to
yeah,
be pissed. We're going to do videos and scream at our camera, but then what? What happens
yeah,
after that, right?
yeah,
How many people are willing to lose their freedom in their lives over what needs to happen next? And that's the bigger conversation. So when I was talking to Rick, Proper Revelator, earlier today, I we were saying, I said, you know, military guys, and there are a lot of military guys on here. They often say, "You guys don't know what civil war is, and what kind of and what war is." Period. And I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, a lot of us don't, but we also understand what sacrifice means. And this is going to get to a point, I think, where we're going to have to make a choice, where we're going to have to fucking fight and sacrifice something, including our lives. And
Yeah, man.
and again, when military guys tell me shit like, "But you don't understand," I'm like, I don't, I don't know what it's like to fucking get shot at. I don't know what it's like to have an IED go off while I'm inside of a Humvee and stuff. I don't know what any of that shit is. But at this point, and some guys are like, the other guys also say, and a very good point, they're like, you don't know what it's like to fucking lose sleep at night, wake up screaming. I said, I don't. You know, I mean, the trade center was about as close as I got to having post traumatic stress. I said, I
Right.
don't. But I said, you guys sacrificed your well being and your health for this country, right? For bullshit at that, you know, because you were told by some asshole in an air conditioned office with $1 million in his bank account that you got to go fight this country because they're taking our oil, right? And then you go over there, you fight, you come back home, and you're all fucked up. You know, some guys, not every guy's all fucked up. And you did it for what? This, what needs to be done here, is worth sacrificing every bit of our mental health and our life to make sure that my kids and or grandkids have a future in this country. Because if we don't stand up, if we don't fight, we're going to lose it all.
The I think it would be a Pyrrhic victory, man. I think the cost of a true civil war like that here, I think it would absolutely, there'd be nothing left. There'd be nothing left. There'd be nothing left to fight for. There'd be no rebuilding it. We would instantly be a third world. If we really spiraled into like Venezuela, we would look like Venezuela,
Right.
and then continue to, and then spiral into, something like Haiti. Um, I really think it's so much simpler, man. Just a secessio plebis. Everybody just stops working. We stop participating in society. We just walk away and we stop participating. Everybody at once, all in unison. You just walk away. I think it's the last non-violent hope that we have to enact real change. You
Right.
know, like
And no, and I agree, but I think we're past that. I think
I do. I
I
don't think
think
you can organize enough people to.
no, and that's it. That's the other side of the coin. Is like everything I said. How many guys are willing to do that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
That's
guys
the
are
big
like, well,
question.
we have military guys on our side. There's a lot of military guys that came from war and don't want to go through that again. You know, um, but unfortunately, that's where we're at. And you're right. It might get to a point, man, where we might not be able to rebuild, or we might be able to rebuild. We don't know. We've never seen anything like that. I mean, when our country went through civil war back when it did, when it went through the Revolutionary War back when it did, yeah, we were at way smaller capacity. We didn't
Yeah.
have as many cities, but we were still able to rebuild back then. I think if we did what needed to be done, we can definitely, undoubtedly rebuild. But I like your angle. We do that first.
Yeah, man.
We
I
stop.
I think
Yes,
uh, I think
stop
it can
paying
work because
taxes. Yeah,
all people need to do is fucking nothing. People are really good at doing nothing. All you got to
yeah,
do is nothing. No more work. Don't matter what your job is. You just don't fucking go anymore.
yeah. You
You
know
don't
what you
go
do?
anymore. And
You,
and there's nobody to call and tell you that your bills are late because they're hanging out too. Secession of the plebes. We're the gears that make this whole shit work. And if we just pull out, none of this shit works.
true. But then the other side of that coin is there's no fear from the See, the thing is, we have to create fear in the politicians, and
Yeah.
that's why I think war is the only option because they're not scared of us. In fact,
No, no. Unfortunately, you're right. The only thing they're afraid of is violence.
look what happened with J6, right? Look how they
Yeah.
cowered and acted like bitches. And AOC, who was like in another part of town, was like, I was so scared. Bitch, you weren't even in the fucking in the Capitol
You
when
weren't
that went
there?
down. Yeah, you were in the fucking other building, like down the block from it. No one knew you were there. I'm pretty sure the
Drama
guys.
queen.
Yeah, I know. And
That whole thing was like fucking made for TV, bro.
it was crazy. I
It's
mean,
fake,
I enjoyed myself being there, but
fake AF. Sorry.
Chimney Rocks
Orchestrated crap.
deleting comments you don't want to read. No one's deleting comments here. Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube's on some shit, man. I don't understand. People keep saying I'm deleting comments, and my moderator's not deleting comments. I'm not deleting comments, so I don't know what the fuck's
No.
going on.
I am Mr. Freedom of Speech there. I ain't deleting nothing.
Yeah,
You're
I don't
you're
delete shit.
you're free to say whatever you want. You're free to look like an asshole.
Yeah. And I have a lot of that. I'm like, say what the fuck you want, and then that's that. I also say my moderators don't like it, and they delete it, such as life. But for the most part, you guys don't delete shit.
No,
And people keep accusing me of deleting comments. I'm like, I don't delete comments, man. I don't. I don't.
very rare.
I don't have the time to delete comments, nor do I
Yeah.
care enough to delete comments. You know.
Same.
I mean, I had. I had
Except those freaking porn bots that used to come through, man. I
that. I
haven't seen
take
them in
yes.
years.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in years.
Now that you mention it, it's undoubtedly gonna fucking pop up now. But But yeah, I mean, I had somebody on my old channel. The guy said something about being a prepper nigger or some shit like that, and I left a comment there. I was like, all right, this is fucking, and I didn't.
Let the subscribers eat them up, bro. Go ahead, have at them.
Yeah, this is when I first started, so it was when I had like I don't know, 100 subscribers or some shit like that. But yeah, I didn't even care.
Yeah,
Winter Homestead said my video was taken down yesterday and comments. Winter Homestead, what video?
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy. Yeah, that's guys, listen, man, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get way freaking worse now. We're so close to election time, right? And just because, 34 felony counts don't mean that they're gonna let up on the social media. You say anything, pro Republican, smashed, believe it.
yeah.
It's coming.
I
It's
know
coming.
I'm definitely red flagged by now by a lot of the comments I made about getting shit started. But unfortunately, that's what needs to be done. I mean, like I thought of every peaceful measure we can go about, and in our history, peace has never worked. Peaceful
No,
protest never worked.
no.
Right before the what is that called? The Boston Tea Party. They were
Yep,
trying that shit, and it didn't work. And when they started getting out of control, then they were like, "Oh shit, those dudes over there in America are fucking out of control." But that's
yeah,
what it took. It took the next level for them to recognize it. So unfortunately, that's what it is. It's the next
yep,
level shit. Um,
yep.
and again, I don't want to be in the middle of some shit and have things whizzing past my head, and
Oh, hell no.
but if that's what it's going to take to, at the very least, have politicians be like, all right, let's pump the brakes on this shit and let's see where this goes. Or sit down and talk something.
Yeah,
But the shit that we're seeing. I mean, listen, I said this to Prepper Revelator. I'm gonna say it again. Every politician is our enemy. Every last one. Not one of
right
them
now.
is our right. Not one of them
Yep,
is our friend. Not one of them is doing anything for us. And this is where and how I know they're all our enemy. Every politician that I've come across does n- never, does never, does not touch the child trafficking situation or the sex
yeah,
trafficking. They don't touch it at all. They don't mention it. They don't talk about it. A lot of the higher levels know where all of these kids and women are, and guys. They know where they all are, and nothing is ever said. If
yep,
you do nothing about this and you're complacent about the sex trafficking, you are complicit in its actions, and you are part of the problem. That makes
yep.
every politician out there our sworn enemy.
Me makes them food for the wood chipper.
Yes, it does. Makes them gunk for the machine, right?
That's right.
Because that's all they are, and no one realizes that. No one talks about it. No one goes up to these politicians and go, "What are you going to do about sex trafficking?" And they go, "Well, call my office, leave a message.
Mm,
On Monday we'll get back." Get the fuck out of here. I mean, yo, it's
it's crazy.
insanity. It's insanity that they know where all of this is. In fact, they know where all the coke fields are around the world, and they do nothing to destroy those. They're going into countries in clandestine units to disrupt governments, but they won't go to different countries to disrupt drug operations, as Patriot Games
Do you
had.
think it?
had
Do
it.
you think it's because their friends are the ones who are putting all this together and profiting
Absolutely,
from this?
absolutely.
Oh,
That
yeah,
makes them the enemy.
yeah,
That makes them the sworn enemy. Everybody knows where all the cartel are. Every last one of these motherfuckers. Nothing's being done about them. Why
yeah,
can't a meteor fall out of the sky? You know,
yeah.
and just be like, oh shit, it was the fucking meteor 6589. It just happened to land here. You know,
Whoops.
whoops,
Whoops.
yo. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
what the fuck, man? But again, the simple fact is they're all our enemies when they don't address that situation. Motherfuckers are worried about
Exactly.
Palestinians. Nigerian women are getting the shit kicked out of them right now as we speak. I just watched a video and I'm like, yo, seriously? And we're worried about
Yeah.
Palestine? Shit's happening in Africa all the time. No one cares about that. But everybody's like, from the river to the sea. And then they're like, what river? What sea? And they're like, I don't know. Then shut the fuck up. The other thing that they're chanting,
Yeah.
that Quatafa, whatever the one, death to Jews. They say it in Muslim, in Islam, sorry. And they're
Unreal.
chanting that and they don't know what that means. I'm like, and yet we're worried about Palestinians who, for the most part, did it to themselves and let it happen. I don't know, man. I just think that these people are not our friends, and we have to get rid of all politicians, all of them. And the only way
Yep.
to do that
One
is,
foul swoop, bro. One foul
huh?
swoop.
Yeah, yep, that's it. Well, listen, it's 10 o'clock already.
Oh,
Shit
yeah.
balls. Yeah. All right.
Overtime.
Oh,
Overtime. Free
oh,
TV, folks.
yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna head over to the Angry Truth channel.
Right
You're
on.
more than welcome to follow me over there if you
Sure.
are. All
Yeah,
right.
why not, bro?
I will get that started. So listen, guys, we're gonna shut this the stream
Yep.
down. We're gonna head over to the Angry Truths channel in about,
Smash that like button, folks.
2-3 minutes. Yes, guys, also hit the like button if you don't mind, and go over to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survivals channel. Like to subscribe to his channel as well. And
Appreciate it.
other than
Thank you.
that, guys, we will see some of you guys in a couple minutes. Thank you.